Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here. This video is going to be about WWE putting the last final touches on the Night of Champions show. Everybody knows that Seth Rollins is going to be fighting in 2 matches on this show. Seth Rollins versus Sting for the WWE Championship, as well as Seth Rollins going up against John Cena for the United States title. Besides for that, I don't think many fans can really realize any other matches that are going to be going down on this show. Ryback versus Kevin Owens is a match that's sort of getting some attention, but a lot like in the non-big months like August or March with WrestleMania or SummerSlam, the WWE pay-per-view is looking like it's more than likely just sort of a 1 or 2 match show to a lot of people, but you need to fill up 3 hours in order to have a pay-per-view. So the Ascension and Stardust is going to be teaming up in a 6-man tag going up against the Lucha Dragons and Neville. Honestly, when it comes down to it, I think this match is going to be placed on the card last minute, more than likely put together on SmackDown, seeing how Stardust and the Ascension own SmackDown. If you watch this, basically like this week, the Ascension had a match against Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, making no reference to them sort of making a faction with Stardust on SmackDown. You know, you would think for a big match with the Ascension going up against the Shield, you would want Stardust to be in their corner, sort of directing them around and rooting them on for this big match. But Stardust was nowhere to be seen. But then when it comes down to SmackDown, these guys are all together. They're buddy-buddy. They're involved in the big lumberjack match with Seth Rollins going up against Ryback. Of course, it was Neville, the guy who seems like he's just all over the place. But when you put this guy on SmackDown, he's one of the biggest stars in the WWE. When they had the big brawl inside of the lumberjack match and everybody got into the ring and everybody started fighting, it was Neville coming off of the top rope, delivering a big blow to Stardust and putting an exclamation point on the feud that will never end. But at least now they've added more people into it. I know that when the Matadors attacked the Bull, I can't think of what his name is. I thought that what they were going to do is what they were going to do months ago, was take the Bull out of their plans and put them with the Lucha Dragons to make the Lucha Dragons a little bit more exciting. But I guess that's not the direction that they were going. Maybe I was going to make the Matadors just become Epico and Primo again with no Bull, but we'll have to see what goes down with that one in the future. But also being added to the card is it's going to be a toss-up. They're either going to go one way or the other. It's going to be Big Show versus Cesaro, or Big Show versus Cesaro versus The Miz. Honestly, The Miz and the Big Show have been 2 guys that have been tied together for well over a couple of months now. This was a match that was supposed to take place on a pay-per-view for the Intercontinental Championship. Ryback had the staph infection. They pulled it. They ended up putting it on SummerSlam. And now here we are with these guys battling it out again. Honestly, when I look at this match of just Big Show versus Cesaro, this is one place that honestly they could be using Big Show, which doesn't really excite me, but it just gives me thoughts on what they can do to put over Cesaro. And I think that honestly, Big Show in singles matches against these guys that are supposed to be the future of the WWE, honestly, excite me a little bit more than putting the Miz in there. I know that, Miz is sort of the human punching bag. I would love this guy to climb up the card more and be a more valuable member of the WWE. I love the way this guy does interviews. I love the way this guy runs his mouth. But I don't know if we'll ever see him in WWE Championship matches ever again. But honestly, his run in 2010, 2011 was very memorable, and I loved it. And I always wish that he could get back to that point, because he is one of those guys that you love to see get punched in the face. But honestly, I'm hoping that we see Big Show versus Cesaro as a singles match added to the card. I hate for The Miz to be left out, but it just seems to me that as a singles match adds more to Night of Champions than a 3-way does. So we'll see what goes down with these being added either with Monday Night Raw or with SmackDown this week. But 2 more matches for Night of Champions.